Hello and welcome to the Watch Kaki channel, where we bring you all the good and honest watch reviews. If you haven't done so, please click the subscribe button because I've got new videos uploaded every week just for you. In today's video, we are going to do a quick comparison between the Seiko DressKX and the Sinn 556i, and I decided to do this comparison because I've handled the DressKX for about 3 weeks already, and I really feel that this watch here, the DressKX, it really deserves a comparison with the Sinn 556 because they're so similar in many ways. So to start off, I need to make it clear that I do understand that these watches, they are very different in terms of build, in terms of price points, but there are so many similarities between these two watches. All right, so these two watches, they are around 40 millimeters and under. Alright, they are very versatile watches. They are more or less like sports watches that you can go anywhere, do anything. GADA watches, GADA watches, the sort of watch that you can just wear it to anywhere and you can wear it with any straps. So for sports watches, they're also very similar in terms of water resistance. I would say they have very good water resistance because the Seiko here has got 100 meters WR and this one here has got a 200 meters water resistance, and I would say it is mightily impressive for desk divers like me. And both watches are extremely versatile. You can wear it with any attire, sportswear, jeans, even a suit. If you want to put on the stock bracelets or you want to dress it up with leather straps, I don't think these watches, they look out of place if you're wearing formal attire as well. So I just zoomed in a bit as we talk about the main differences as we compare these two watches. So as mentioned at the beginning of this video, now these two watches, they are in fact very different. Alright, so different in terms of build quality, country of origin. So the Sinn here, of course, is vastly marketed as made in Germany, and I don't think you can argue on that. Alright, it's a German brand, made in Germany, although there are parts that they come from outside of Germany. So the Seiko here is no different, Japanese brand, and I'm pretty sure the components and all that, although made in-house, the country of origin could be from outside of Japan. So in terms of price points, they're also very different. So we're talking about street price now. So the Sinn typically has a street price after discount, I would say in the low $2,000 region if you're buying the bracelet model. So this one here comes in many dial design. You've got the I design, you've got the A design, and I think you've got the red seconds hand. So I've got the plain Jane old school 556i with the normal seconds hand. So this one here normally lives on a bracelet, and I say that this one here has a street price of about low 2,000 Singapore dollars. Now the DressKX, on the other hand, this model here is the SRPE63K1, the blue dial with sunburst, and if you buy this one here with a bracelet, alright, it typically goes for about low $200. So we're talking about 10 times price difference, but I can assure you that the Sinn doesn't feel like it is 10 times better, or on the other hand, I could say that the Seiko is not 10 times worse than the Sinn. Okay, so powering the Seiko here is the 4R36. This is the in-house movement with day-date complication, automatic hand winding. So the Sinn here, my particular copy here, is powered by ETA 2824. Newer versions are powered by the SW200, so Swiss-made movement, Swiss movement, same again, automatic hand winding. So at this point, I would say many of us, we would definitely agree upon the fact that the Sinn has a better movement because it's got a higher bit rate, better accuracy. Alright, generally it's a Swiss movement, Swiss-made. So I think few would argue that it's a better movement than the Seiko. Alright, the Seiko here is a tried and tested, sort of like a like a workhorse movement. Alright, so both are workhorse movement, but this one here is known as the lower price workhorse movement, 21.6K bit rate. So now let's go on and talk about the differences in their design. So first we talk about the Seiko here. So it is easily distinguished by the 4 o'clock crown here, right? And it's got a really nice curves here on the crown guard, and this is like taken from the SKX or 5KX series. So the design DNA has remained the same. And back to the comparison shot we've got here, we can see at first glance that despite the larger crown guard and larger crown here, Alright, the Sinn actually does have slimmer lugs. Okay, just take a look here. Alright, so despite being a more masculine, more angular look to it, it's got slab sides here, versus this one has got curves inwards here. Alright, so the Sinn actually looks pretty refined because of the slimmer lugs here. But on a whole, I would say the Sinn looks more masculine because of all the, the hard lines you can see here. It's more or less a slab side design, and it's all satin brush finish, as opposed to this one here has got curves and slightly more polished surfaces. Okay, so I would say in terms of toolish look and all that, the Sinn has the upper hand. So now let's compare the differences between their dial design. So at first glance you could say the main difference would be the type of hour markers. We've got mostly round markers on the Seiko, and over here we've got hash markers. Alright, another difference would be the dated complication versus the date only complication on the Sinn. So either way, there are no winners or losers. It depends on what you like to see, whichever is more pleasing to your eyes. Other small differences, if you look into it, include the absence of chapter ring on the Sinn here. So this one here has got a flat dial, no chapter ring, everything is printed. Alright, over here the Seiko has a chapter ring, nicely matching the sunburst blue on the dial here. And we're also looking at applied indices versus painted indices here. So the dial on the Sinn here is fully printed. Alright, painted or printed, whatever you want to call it. But on the Seiko, we've got applied hour markers, applied Seiko logo, alright, automatic text, and the Superman shield logo, they are also printed on the Seiko. In terms of versatility, I think both watches, they score a 10 upon 10. You can just, slap on any type of strap design. So over here on the Seiko, I've, put on a vintage leather strap, and it tapers dramatically to 16, thereby giving a slightly more dressy look. And on the Sinn here, I've paired it with the FKM rubber strap and sort of gives it a more toolish look, but I can easily interchange these things around and they will not look out of place. So as you can see, I very quickly just swap the straps over, and neither of these straps, they look out of place on the watches I'm holding in my hands. That really shows how versatile these two models are, the DressKX and the Sinn 556. I think these watches, they are just total strap monsters. Okay, so granted, they also look really good on their stock bracelets. Normally I wear this 556 on the stock bracelet, H-Link bracelet, and for the DressKX you can get some versions that come on stock bracelets, so I would say that's the way to go. So in terms of wearability, I would say these two watches, nobody would have any problems with regards to wearability. You can see here on the DressKX, 40mm case size, just under 12mm thickness, hardly any lug gaps despite not having a really curved case. So wearability is not an issue at all. So I apologize for this really weird wrist shot here. I normally wear my watches on my left wrist, but I just want to show you the comparison here. So both watches here, with regards to wearability, not a problem at all. So easy to wear, the perfect size, I would say. So there you have it. That was a quick comparison between the Seiko DressKX and my Sinn 556. Both these two watches, I would say, they really punch way above their price points. Alright, so of course there's a 10 times price difference. Right, there's around there about 10 times price difference, but you really don't feel the difference when you're really holding these two watches. And I can confidently tell you that the Seiko 5 here is just offering great value for the money that you're paying. Right? So of course you're not getting premium materials, you're not getting sapphire crystals or die shield coating and all that, but for just a bit over 200 Singapore dollars to get such a high quality build, I think it's very commendable. So if you like this video, if you like George, if you like the watch kaki, please subscribe to my channel. Come back here every week. I'll see you next week. This is the watch kaki. Bye bye.